Hello everyone, here we are in BeamNG. We'll have a look at photo mode today, and in my sort of take on adding extra lights in World Editor, just to add extra fill lights into a scene, but we'll probably do a dark scene. So we'll make the west coast nighttime, so I'll sort of put lights in there to illuminate these vehicles in photo mode. Right, so I'll just park up my my all-time favourite rat rod there. I'll just move it forward, start her up. Off. Right, now to get into photo mode, Control-Alt-P on the keyboard. Right, now here we are in photo mode. Now I've set up my scene sort of roughly where I want it, and the first thing I like to do is go into the menu and you activate the extra features, which is down there, and then that pulls up an extra extra features menu. Now because we've composed the scene, you want to hit save camera. So what that does is, if you adjust your scene further and you get into trouble, or I don't like it, hit load camera and it pings you back to where the last save camera setting was. Yeah, very good. Now the save settings is, I think that includes the time of day, and also your bloom functions and the depth of field and the ambient inclusion controls. So for example, we'll do an example. So say for example, we'll just go really, I go too extreme, and yeah, so say for example this is what we want. We'll save the settings. Now we'll sort of undo everything for an extreme comparison, and say time of day, right, ambient inclusion, contrast. Right, now if we go to load settings, boom, there we go, back to where all those exaggerated settings were, but it just shows you the save settings is yeah, very powerful. So the extra features with save camera and save settings, yeah, absolutely wonderful. Just has a, yeah, just like say a one-of function, so you got to save regularly. If you change the camera and you save your settings where you think I'm happy with that look. So yeah, very good, excellent feature. Yes, now one other function that I really appreciate in photo mode is that once you've composed the scene and you think, oh, the vehicle here isn't quite in the right position, you can actually start them up and drive them. So unpause the game, press J on the keyboard and start up your vehicle. Now I've got my starter for all my vehicles set as a starter key on my wheel, so I'll start it up. And you can still drive your vehicle while you wanted to reposition it in a different position. Yeah, absolutely wonderful. And just pause again. Time of day, it's just, everyone I think knows that, just adjust the time of day to what time of day you want. To the left seems to be afternoon sun, 16:30, that's like 4:30. And then over past night time to the other side, that seems to be morning time. So again, once you've set your time of day, you can adjust the sun direction. Just move it all around to create some nice looking shadows. Now, just to fine tune everything instead of moving the slider, once you've got the box highlighting it, you can use your left and right arrow keys, and that just toggles you through all the options you have. You can see the numbers change. Bloom, generally I just leave it at default, because if you go, yeah, you can see going to the left, it just blurs it out. But generally I'll just leave it where it is. Ambient occlusion, again, this could be, we increase the darkness of the blacks. You can see it, or the radius extended, it goes quite black. Generally I'll just leave it back at its leave it back at the normal. So load settings, bang, there we go, playing around the settings, and it loads this your previous saved settings, so that's quite good. Now depth of field, far blur strength, you can see the background and all these power lines starting to get quite blurred. Now we'll try a near blur, and then aperture. So basically just all in focus, less in focus when it goes to the right. Start playing around with the focus distance. You can see when you get back to, so on the focus distance, so we want to have the back truck in focus and the rat rod there blurred. So again, once we've selected that, I like just sort of going, yeah, so that goes blurred. So we see, yeah, so we've got a bit of edge blur, and everything from the end of that rat rod forward is blurred, and we've got the back of the truck go far blur. You can start to see the background, just sort of move it up, you can start to see the background blurring, and it's a matter of getting, you can see this there, see that power pole and that bush tree to start to blur out, and that way we can isolate the truck where the background's blurred and the foreground's blurred, and you can see there's a bit of a sharp area. Start moving it towards the everything in sharp, you'll start to notice the rat rod starting to come into focus. And there we go, we've got the front of the rat rod in focus, and we've still got a wee bit of, because we've got the near blur strength quite strong, we've got a bit of the foreground in quite strong blurriness. So if we went far blur quite a lot, and then we go focus distance, moving, again it's just a matter of moving all the sliders, and so we want the truck blurred, but keeping, say, the rat rod sort of fairly focused. Again, you can use focus and moving, yeah, so we've got a bit of rat rod in focus, and then we got the truck, so all the focus is shifted forward. Now I think if we move aperture, yeah, see the aperture, because we're going to the right, that means it's blurring it more. So again, you can fine tune going past the truck, going back onto the rat rod, just blurring it. So if you want even more focus, so you want to focus on the front of the rat rod, that's 100% blurred. So basically background, because we've got far blur strength at its maximum, and we've also got near blur strength, because you were to blur there, and we've almost got a narrow beam of focus in the rat rod engine wide, basically to the first door jamb, moving all the sliders. What does this do? Oh, that goes, yeah, so that actually blurs it even more. So when you've got the blur is quite sort of sharp there, sharpness fall off, you can just fine tune it where it can even get to even more, where you've just got almost the very front of the rat rod and the rest of it's all blurred. Yeah, but the fact that we can actually do that, do all this now in BeamNG is, and it has improved. So tip my hat to the devs for starting to fine tune all this. It's very good. Now just leave that back, aperture, and we'll just get back to the truck, and you can see when you move the aperture, just if you go right off to its left side, it means everything almost everything in focus. But because we've got the far blur strength up, everything from, so generally it's a matter of trying to go, well, what kind of blend do you actually sort of want? So for me, a little bit of the tree, this tree, and again move this again, so focus sharpness. You can see how moving this also moves the focus down. So it moves, you can see how it moves from this smaller tree up to the lamppost there. Yeah. So I want that tree sort of blurred, the palm tree. Yeah, so for me that's that's pretty cool. Right, and again, because that's sort of where I like it, I'll adjust back to save camera and save settings. Now when you come to doing a screenshot, normal, big, huge, we'll do one of each, and then I'll just sort of bring them into Photoshop and give you an idea what actually the difference is. Normal, big, huge. Takes a wee while to save that. Well, it does on my computer anyway. Wow, takes a long time on my computer. Unless it's crashed. Oh no, there we go. Right, now that you've taken your screenshot, whether normal, big or huge, we go up to this button here without leaving photo mode and open the screenshots folder, and that will take you directly to where your screenshots are without having to navigate through all your drives, etc. Very convenient. And here are all the screenshots I've done, and the last three will be the normal, the big and the huge. Okay. Right, here we are in Photoshop. I've pulled in the three images. Here's our normal, here's our big, and here's our huge. And you can see there's a bit of a quite a big, reasonably big sort of difference in between normal and big. Not so much between big and huge, although just slightly better in quality. Although with the normal one there, it comes into Photoshop at you see the dock size down the bottom here at 5.59. The big one comes in, well, 50.3, and the dock size for the huge one is 104 when it comes into Photoshop. So that's quite a big size. Although I'd probably imagine the normal size, if you run it through an AI upscaler, you'd probably get it to probably the big size anyway in quality. So yeah. But anyway, that's quite interesting. I'll get out of here. Okay, now this is where I like adding a bit of extra my own lighting when you go into World Editor. Right, biggest thing first, save camera and save settings. And the extra features, that's always critical. Right, now we'll go into World Editor F11. Right, here we are in World Editor. Now to add some lights into your scene, in the main toolbar at the top, scroll along till you hit Create Object. Click on that, and then toolbar 2 comes down, and then along there's a point light and a spotlight. So we'll be using the point lights at the moment, and when you click on it, you drag your mouse into the scene and you see it starts illuminating areas straight away. So it's just deciding on where do you want to place all your lights. So I'll say I want one there, so left click, and that'll lock in a light there. Down here I might have one down over here, one over the other side. I'll put one on the building here, and I like this billboard down the back here, so I'll click one down there as well. Now to get rid of, if you want no more lights, to get rid of that, just go back up to Create Light, click on that, and what that does is it's cemented all your lights in the area. Now to find them in your scene tree, generally I'll just click on the car, and here they go, all under the player, which is really good, because I think the devs have fixed that, which is most excellent. Right, now we'll just each light has an inspector. So like say your car, click on that, all the information for the car comes up in the inspector. So the first light, this is all the information for it. Now if you're sort of a 3D person and you know position without touching these translate tools, you can go up to the position area here and start typing all the numbers. So what we'll do is we'll move the light into a general position first. You'll see. There. Now the next, from the position down, I go down to the radius. I don't use everything in the inspector. So the ones I do use is I've got radius. Now the default is 5,000. So say you want that circle or the light spreading out along the building a wee bit more. Default's 5,000. It's just a matter of guessing numbers. So you think, well, go say type an 8. Oh yeah, and that's illuminated it quite nicely. I don't want it that much, so we'll go back down to say 6. Yeah, that'll do. Now the next one down I use is colour. So to activate the colour, you got to click on the wee box there, and the wee box, and then a Photoshop type sort of a colour picker comes out. Now I want a sort of an orangey, sort of tungsteny glow, sort of for the lighting. And to get rid of this box, click on that wee colour thing again. Now underneath the colour you got brightness. So you got your pluses and minus, so you can click on the plus if you want it brighter, or the minus to go back under. So, or you can type into the brightness field. I think the default is 1,000, so if you want it, say 1.5, just go up in small increments. Yeah, so that's not too bad. We'll keep it at sort of that at the moment. And cast shadows, that's one I usually use for the spotlight, because that usually works not too badly. So when you click on that, you think, generally I'll click on it and just see what the point light shadow will give me. and I go, no, sort of don't want that one, so uncheck it. But if I was going to use it, I'll use cast shadows, and then I'll go right down to the bottom here where shadow softness is, and it's at 0.15. So if I click, say, just 1, oh yeah, you can see a sort of it's softened up the shadows quite nicely from where it was. So if I go 0.15 back to the original, you can see it sort of sharpened it up. So yeah, that's when I've activated the cast shadows, the shadow softness is something that I'll use quite regularly. Yeah, we'll leave that on. Now, if you want to, I want to be able to put a light down the back, but what I usually like doing is because it's in the same position, and it's only like I just want to move it down the side of the building a wee bit. I'll just go Control C, Control V, and we've just copy pasted another version of that exact same light, so we don't have to go into the scene tree, into the inspector, and retype in all the measurements. And of course your original light is still actually there. So I'll go there, move it down into the back of the building. I want it a wee bit not as bright, so I'll go into the brightness and just toggle down on the minus, and again, I just do everything all optically. Now it takes a bit of time to go through all the lights, so what I'll do is I'll have a go at speeding up the video and going through all these lights and till I get to the end. So I'll see you in a bit. one thing probably go, right, I wouldn't mind the lights on this rat rod activated. So pretty much, say go back into, put those back on, go back into photo mode and load camera, there we go, and load settings. Ba-boom! Absolutely, absolutely wonderful. Just makes things so much easier. Before, and here's the after. So it depends on, well, I mean, you know, depends on what you're trying to achieve. That gives us sort of a nice dimension. I'm pretty happy with the way that looks. It's absolutely wonderful. It's almost like a photographic studio in BeamNG. I mean, you really, it's like a still life. You just park up your vehicles and you light the scene, just much like a studio still life, where you set up your scene, meticulously move everything around, just place it, and then you place all your lights just where you want them. And for me, this is just hours and hours of fun, going from say before and then after. It's yeah, love it, absolutely love it. Okay, start her up. Oh yeah, very nice. Right, that's about it for this video. I'll just sort of set the sunset mode. Looks very nice. Sky looks alright. It's great. I'm just going to enjoy BeamNG for just a little bit longer. Driving my baby off into the sunset.